Hi everyone, it's Sally here. After I finished that last journal, which was a really big one, I told myself I was going to do a small one, but then I ended up doing this one, which is huge. I went in to look in my storage room to get a cover to work on, and I found this old cover. Actually, all it was the front piece and the back piece. The spine was totally gone. And I've always wanted to do something with this cover. It's just really neat. Old leather, and I like the corners, which I reinforced with some matte medium because they were starting to kind of separate a little bit, but now they're nice and solid. Anyway, I like this cover. I rebuilt the spine, which I made into a curved spine. I don't know if can you see that? And I made it big. I don't know, I can't remember what the measurements were. It is about 10 3/4 by 7.5, and it's 2 3/4 inches thick. There are 288 pages. Well, actually 144, so 288 front and back. So it's pretty big, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm calling this the World Book because I was just influenced by, I love all things international and art from all over the world. And so I was inspired by so many of my art books that have work by artists from all over the world. And I just pulled a whole bunch of stuff together, and this is what I came up with. So on the cover, which was plain, I decided I wanted to have something to decorate it, and I wanted it to be something stitched. And I had so much fun doing this. I worked on this yesterday for, a couple hours. Some people call it slow stitching or sashiki, maybe, that Japanese mending stitch. Definitely I'm going to be doing more of this, and I will get myself a better needle because my needle was hard to push through and my fingers are sore today. And but this goes really good with the fabric I chose for the binding, which is a quilted fabric. And there are 5 signatures. I stitched them right into the spine. And then just a little bit of the inside spine fabric is showing through at the top and the bottom. Okay, so let me just open it up. So I think I'm in camera pretty well. So this is the original end paper. I really liked that and decided to just use it in my new one. And this is the fabric I used for the inside spine, which is an upholstery fabric. It's very pretty. It's got sort of metallic stitches in it. And each signature begins with a piece of handmade paper from Nepal, which I have there's a little shop near, it's about a couple hours away from me, that has all kinds of imported stuff. So I love to go there whenever I'm in that area and look through what they have. And last time I was there, I got a bunch of this paper, which was very inexpensive too. Okay, so as you can see, there are lots of tabs and lots of pages, and I'm going to try to go through pretty fast because there's a lot of pages. So Salvador Dali, and this pocket it's a book page with some gesso on it. I just kind of folded it in, stitched it. It has collage on the front and the back. At first I wasn't going to tea stain the paper, and then I changed my mind. I decided I didn't really like the look of totally white paper. So I did tea stain it. Picasso. This is some pieces of my jelly prints stitched together. It's from a Chinese book about Tao. I actually found this in a thrift shop near me. It was a big sheet advertising all the movies that were coming to the drive-in theater. And as you can see, Help. from the Beatles was there, and I think this is from 1965. So it's got the Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine, Bikini Beach. It was obviously, these were summertime shows, I'm thinking. And some sheet music. This is music from Hair musical. And there's just a little pocket like this in each of these. I made a couple of these little folders out of sheet music. There's place in there to put things. I didn't put anything in there. And I found an old scrapbook at the thrift store, and I really like the paper, and you can see it's kind of faded here on the edges. And I like the color of it, so I used some of that in here too. So here's a journaling card and an envelope I made out of the onion skin paper that I got, and then I just did some jelly print on it. And this just has some writing paper in it. Frida Kahlo, self-portrait. And there's another self-portrait with her monkey and her parrot. Just a little piece of the, I have a book of advertising, like from, the mid-century, 50s or so. Now this one actually is 1929. This one is also some advertising. I think it was a catalog of posters that they were selling, and this one actually they were asking up to $20,000 for that poster, for the original. This is also from that book. And a journaling card. Since there were these hands here, I decided to add a bird in his hand. And a Mexican bingo card. Just a little scrap from a magazine, and I put some writing paper in there. And a journaling tag, journaling card. This is collage, and then I put some gesso over it and some, what do you call it? A finish, I forget what it's called. I'm not going to look for it now. Glaze, that's it. This is something I cut from a book. It looks like transistors, but if you look really closely, you'll see there are some bugs in there too. Thought it was kind of cool. And this is a card from my Portlandia book, The Drum Circler. It's a postcard. It's called A Graffiti of Cats. It was from a postcard book. It's one of my jelly prints using the magazine resist technique. And this is a fold out with a little vellum envelope here. And inside is just a piece of stationery. And then on this side are 3 pockets. So back here is I don't know where I can't remember where this came from. It cost 50 cents. It must have been a book cover. The Art of Computation. And a little postcard. And these little tobacco cards. I had a bunch of those. Here's the rest of the Salvador Dali. Okay, so here's the second signature, and it starts with this paper. There are 5 signatures in here. Georgia O'Keeffe. This is from the Book of Inventions. And so here we have two recipes. This is my mom's recipe for lemon cake. and the vanilla frosting that goes with it. Delicious. This was actually a recipe from my Aunt Frida, and she was an excellent cook. And then this is attached to an envelope, and in here is a subscription form for a Japanese quilting magazine and a page from the tooth book for dentists. I think it was patterns for making false teeth or something. Another one of my jelly prints. Another little postcard, some kind of musical instrument. And this is from the advertising book. And so this is a Bob Dylan song here. Some prayer flags. And just a little assortment of things in here. Some scissors. Haley's comment. Some other fun little stuff. A page from my one of my art books. I always have trouble pronouncing Modigliani or Modigliani, that Italian artist. When I did my tea staining, I put some dirty stencils in there. I love how that comes out. Some pressed flowers and a leaf skeleton here. Tag in this pocket. This is from a crochet instruction book. So these are some guys' crochet sweaters. And tucked into the typewriter is an old letter from 1918. And another little tobacco card. Bob Dylan song. I love this. I just got this from a magazine. I just thought it was super cool. So I mounted it on this old book page, and then behind it is some of this really neat hand-dyed paper that I get from a little shop near me. Let me just show you a few sheets of this stuff. It's amazing. So this lady takes, this is the tissue that your new shoes are wrapped in, and the shoe store would save it for her, and then she'd take it home and dye it. Isn't that beautiful? And this is craft paper here, and not sure what kind of paper that is. Isn't that gorgeous? So I don't know if she's doing it anymore, but I have a lot of it stashed away. Wrapping paper. Another Salvador Dali. This is just from a magazine. I just thought it was cool. His beard is made out of butterflies. And then in here is a note card, collage note card I made. Some postage stamps, George O'Keeffe. Okay, so here's the third signature. That's washi tape. Some tickets. Some more pages from that art poster book, Basquiat. This was actually a children's book, which I just cut into pieces. I liked the way it looked so aged, and the yellow tape on there. Another one of my jelly prints. This is from the science book. And I think this could be, that might be an Otis Redding song. I have a book called Made in India, and these are all products that someone bought at their Indian marketplace. Different kinds of remedies here. Isn't that beautiful? It's a cigar band. A seed envelope with some foreign money in here. I think it's from Africa. It's real money, but probably not worth much. Some mushrooms. I love that picture. Believe this one, yeah, Outlaw Blues. It's another Bob Dylan song. So this is one of my magazine Resist jelly prints, and just some, this was actually in the back of I think an old yearbook. It said notes, so I thought it could be used as writing paper. That's Toodles the cat from a book I have. And these are just some little things that can lift up, so you can write underneath it. The Apollo 11 poster. This one sold for, doesn't say. Paul McCartney. Transistor radio. I used to have one of these. Another flip out. So this one, on the inside, it has a collage. And then on this side are some pockets. So an Italian postcard and an old photo of two couples. So here is the next signature. Aren't these papers beautiful? They're just so soft, and they just have a lot of texture. They're all, you can tell they've been hand printed, because the way the things are arranged, sometimes they're close together and sometimes they're not. So it's just, must be one of those wooden blocks, and they just stamped it like that. Some stitched together page. So this was an advertisement for a yo-yo, and I have a little book about juggling, so I decided to add that there. Another one of those vintage posters. Some collage. Another Bob Dylan song. I just love old motel signs, and I had a book that has some, found this book that had some in there, so I just cut that one out, and I think I stuck another one in here too someplace. This little lady here, I think she's kind of cute. That's some of that handmade paper, hand-dyed paper. And an envelope, which I just turned into a big journaling card. The envelope was kind of falling apart. This is extra writing paper on both sides. A page from Griffin and Sabine. Some of that hand-dyed paper. It's a character from a book. I did a lot of stitching here. Oh, here's the other motel sign. That's just a classic. Some vintage wrapping paper that I have. Frida Kahlo's painting. Those are, I think, those cactus fruits. This envelope is a flip out, and inside is a pretty little card, which just says a friendly greeting. This is a bag, and inside is a journaling card I made. This is the back of an old greeting card. And then on this side is, I just stitched this envelope down and tucked this, one of the vellum scenes from Tim Holtz, which I stitched onto a blank postcard. Inside is one of my collaged journaling cards. Vintage wrapping paper. This is a page from a book that told about a meteor shower that was, there were so many meteors, they were as thick as snowflakes. That was in 1833, which I thought was kind of interesting. Another sheet music pocket. Otis Redding. Oh yeah, I got this deck of playing cards, which are, this is what they look like on this side. And most of the cards are regular, but some of them have some kind of character on them, which I don't know who they are, but I thought they were kind of cool. So the popcorn bag has a tuck spot on the side for one of my collage note cards. And in the bag is a French postcard. These are kind of cool. I got a book of these. So you get the main postcard, and then you have to keep it as a little record of what you sent people, you have a miniature of it. So I thought those are kind of neat. I think they're all scenes from Paris. Okay, last signature. Here I just stitched 2 different pages together. This is the wrapping paper I have that looks like blueprints, and I turned this into a flip out envelope. And inside are these 2 sailors. I think they're just 2 brothers. And an altered guest check. And this is a page from the Griffin and Savine book, and actually inside is one of the letters from the book. There's Toodles the cat. And this is part of a greeting card, just kind of pretty paper. Quadruplets standing on their head. This is more of that movie, drive-in movie program. Yeah, oh, this was actually December 1965. So that's a flip out. Another piece of that children's book, which I cut up and just stitched it, and some extra writing paper with one of my jelly prints. Cezanne, and these little things are little pictures of Picasso paintings. Just some scrapbook paper. This envelope here is to cover up the grasshopper in case you don't like bugs. And so I made this envelope, and it has this pretty Hawaiian flash card. M is for moon. Passion flower, and I have a stamp actually that's a passion flower too. One of my jelly prints, and this is a piece of scrapbook paper. It was from an old scrapbook, and actually the scrapbook was in very good condition, so I saved the paper that I could. And here is a letter that a lady wrote to her little grandson. Dear little Roddy. This is a fabric tab, and inside is a little scrap of paper that says, beware of altered dates. Got that from my coin collection book. Some parts of greeting cards. A smile. Some stationery made out of handmade paper. Bob Dylan, On the Road Again. And that's it. So, didn't take too long. All right, I'm going to be brief and say goodbyes, and thanks for watching.